Good morning, my friends. Once again, we gather here together in the practice of mindfulness. In the past few meditations, I've been offering you some practices or prompts for using mindfulness in your life and in the world as you live in it. We are such reactive creatures for the most part, emotionally sensitive and feeling emotionally justified to whatever it is that arises on a feeling level, at least for a moment or a number of moments. Anything to which we react and feel a strong emotion can be a prompt for mindfulness practice. And as you can imagine with my saying that, those prompts are everywhere. So I want to continue with offering you just a few more of these that can catch your attention and invite mindfulness. So one of the great teachers is anger, a large force of reactivity to something that we want more of or we want less of, but it's not happening the way that we want it to. In Greek mythology, there were 3 female goddesses called the Furies, and they were deities of retribution and vengeance, and horrible to look at, with snakes for hair, black wings, and blood dripping from their eyes. Although they were supposedly pursuing and punishing evildoers, their problem became that their righteous anger consumed them, and their blind fury became an end in and of itself. They needed to punish evil too much, and thus became evil themselves. It has taken us a very long time to fully recognize that this pattern is operating in all human beings. An instinctive sense and desire and hope put in retributive justice, and comes with a desire to diminish or get even with someone who has caused us harm or distress, or is causing that harm or distress for someone else who is vulnerable. Granted, there is much evil and injustice in the world that deserves a righteous anger. And a mindfulness practice is a good practice to watch that emotion for just a little bit, to see where it is actually coming from, with some humility and patience. And if it is divine and righteous anger, we can trust that in mindfulness or prayer, we begin to be directed in the ways of resolving it. But when it is mostly our own sense of justice, and there is too much me, too much urgency, too much need to diminish the present opponent, it needs some mindfulness practice. This anger needs some stillness and reflection. It takes some time to learn from the inside out the difference between our personal anger and purely righteous anger that we might call divine, or God's pure anger. Yes, it takes time to learn this, but unless we do it, we'll not have healthy responses emotionally. The unhealthy ones instead will have us. So let us practice. Please be seated in your comfortable place and allow your back to straighten on your next in-breath. And on your out-breath, allow your shoulders to relax. And notice how the breathing moves in its own rhythm in your belly or in your chest as it slowly drops into your belly. Sitting like this is very stable and steady. And if you have found your center and way to do this, it will feel that way. Like welcome home. Welcome to these moments of mindfulness. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am steady. Breathing in, steady. Allow the breath to go to any part of your body that needs release. Breathing into that part and feeling it expand, and then releasing all the air all the way out of your body, right down to the bottom of your lungs and out the soles of your feet. I invite you to bring to mind something in the last week that has caused you to feel like one of those Furies of the early Greek gods, offended, justified, outraged, sickened, fearful, and defensive. Bring that situation into your mind's eye and allow your awareness to go to the center of your chest, where your solar plexus is, just below your breastbone, and see if you can feel that energy right there. The tightness of it, the heat, darkness or another color, the fire inside of it. Or you may find it in your belly. Feel the heat and the fire and the urgency and impatience. Allow yourself to become aware of how much you need to hold that judgment. And know that if you need to hate the president, or the person who humiliated you, or abused someone vulnerable, it is likely your anger and not God's anger. Breathing. This kind of anger is a strong and necessary human response to danger, filled with adrenaline. But if not released, it destroys not only the person towards whom it's directed, but ourselves as well. We must feel it and spend time with it, and ask this anger to reveal itself as either our own or as something divine that we need to pursue, and listen for direction from that greater wisdom. Now keep your awareness with that tight, hot, pulsing, needy anger as it lives right there in your body. And as you breathe in, bring some space. Bring a spiral of space around that hot center, circling out, creating more room, and noticing how with that room there's less intensity of the heat because you are further away from it, even though you're still aware of it. Welcome it. I welcome you, anger. I know you are here to get my attention. And as you step back into that circle of greater coolness that you have created around your anger, know that this is the essential core of mindfulness practice, stepping back and observing. As you breathe, begin to release the intensity of the need to respond to that anger. Just releasing that intensity on the out-breath. And carry these questions that you might ask. Welcome, anger. What do you want from me to do? What is it that makes you so strong in me right now? And ask yourself, do I more want to retaliate or restore? And if you're willing, ask your higher power and greater wisdom to release the anger of retribution and turn you towards restoration, the kindest response, and how you might express that anger in a holy way. Take this with you, my friends. There's plenty of justified anger out there for us to practice with, because it starts right within our own hearts, and that's from where it is released with mindfulness. Namaste. Amen.